That's an absurd amount of money we just made from all those crate keys. Oh my gosh. So right here, I currently have all 4 types of crate keys. But I have a question for you. How rich can we get from opening around 25,000 crate keys? Personally, I don't know. So what we're going to be doing is getting rid of our money. We're going to be storing that away. So what I've done is I've gotten rid of all the money that I have into notes. So we're basically bankrupt. And in PV11, we're going to be storing all the loot away. So I can't wait to see how much we're going to make from all these keys. Let's just hop into this. We're going to start with the worst key of all, vote keys. So we're gonna go through all these, and of course I'm gonna be salvaging some of these items. If you don't know what salvaging is, essentially it's where you get rid of the item in return for gems. So that's why I had to withdraw gems, because we're gonna make a lot of those throughout this video. So as you can see, vote keys are done. It was as simple as that. And the main thing we're looking for is really good spawners or value tickets and gems. The way we get gems is doing salvage and then all, and we got 44,000 gems in an instant there from getting rid of all the bad items. And we make more keys back in return still. We're going to be opening up even more keys. So at least over 25,000 from the keys we're also making back. So PV11, this is our first little pull. And at the end of the video, we're going to be calculating how much we have in worth of money and gems. So stay tuned for that. But we're going to move on to the next crate key, and that is going to be Cloud, the second worst key. So we're going to go through these and start opening these. Of course, we do get EXP pouches. What honestly, I don't want to keep track of those because I already have so much XP I could have withdrawn, but XP is just not really that great anymore at this current state in the map. As you can see, we have just hit halfway through opening our keys. We're going to do a quick salvage all and make 68,000, almost 69,000. Let's get through the rest of these keys. All right, 1,000 left. Here we go. And we're done. So we'll salvage again. And so far, we're at 161,000 gems with a total of almost 400 million in our money balance. That is absurd. Anyways, we got a lot of crate keys. We've gotten like over 150 just from opening all those cloud keys, and we got some more value tickets. So let's go into PV11 and we're gonna put away our value that we have gained. There we go. It is all stored away. Now let's move on to the good tier of keys. So we have a ton of storm keys. These are the second best keys in the game. So let's go ahead and start opening these. And the first thing we get is auto sell chests here, and they're the rare rarity. And the reason they're good is if we salvage them, we get 2,500 gems per one. So as you can see, there's a ton of gem value just from all these. And we're going to be getting a lot of spawners now, I believe, since we're on the storm tier. But let's go ahead and salvage all the loot here. And we made 89,000 gems. And those spawners, of course, I don't need because they're kind of lower tier. So I salvaged those for gems too. But the next tier will give ones that we are actually going to keep and count towards how rich we have gotten at the end of the video. Let's keep going. We got 5,000 more keys to open. Our money on our scoreboard is just skyrocketing. It's insane. Another salvage, 82,000 gems. We have 2,500 keys left, and then we're on to the final tier of keys after this. But anyways, let's go into PV11 and we'll put away our value tickets. I'll be sure to ask in chat what the current price of value tickets is, so then I can make sure I know how much each stack is worth. Anyways, we're on to the best key of all, the Tempest crate key. So if we open up one little session there, we got mining robots, we got pet eggs, and we got some good spawners that we'll be able to use, but we got to keep track of all of this so we know exactly how much money we're making for the end of the video. So let's go ahead, breeze through all this. We're going to be getting a ton of gem pouches as well, what will count towards our gem amount that we'll make. As well, we do get airdrops. What I'm going to keep, we're not going to open those because they do have an individual value for those that we can count towards how rich we get. Anyways, we'll salvage and make 25,000 gems, and we have to organize our PV11. So we'll put away the value tickets first, redeem these keys, and we'll open all the Tempest keys until we're on the final bit of keys that we have to open. And another thing we'll keep is the legendary auto sell chest, because these technically have a value as well, and the grinding robots and mining. The pet eggs and holy pet eggs we're not going to be keeping opening. We're just gonna put those away because they're actually very tedious for their pricing per one, so there's really no point. Even though they have a value, it's not that great of a value because they're so easy to obtain. Let's open all these pouches, get through all these. Okay, we still got more crate keys. Let's continue opening the Tempest keys. Okay, let's go ahead, store some more loot away. Look at all these spawners. It's absurd. We actually have to salvage really quick first though, because we do get some iron golems and we're not keeping track of those. So we got to make sure we're putting those into the salvage. So far, we have made, just off opening the keys, 1.2 billion in our money. And we're pretty close to 700,000 gems as well. So these keys are absolutely insane when you have an insane amount of them. So we'll go ahead, open up the last bit of Tempest keys. And I guess we could just go ahead, open up the 400 storm, do our last little salvage. There we go. So here's the plan. Our PV is completely full and we have a bit more stuff in our inventory, but we're gonna go ahead and get the value of how much value tickets are and the specific spawners from /shop based off their /shop price, and then the robots as well off of the current price on the auction house, and the airdrops as well on the auction house, and same with the auto sell chests on the auction house. And then we'll determine how much we have made just in item value as well as money, as you can see on the scoreboard, and gems, because realistically we've already made our gem amount. We have made 685,000 from opening all those keys. 25,000 keys around there has made us almost 700,000 gems. But now I'm gonna go ahead and calculate the money value. From what it seems, I see mostly that value tickets are around 150 million per stack, so that is going to be our estimated amount for the value tickets per 64. So currently, if we calculate all of this, it's around 5.4 billion just in value tickets. So that is our value ticket price, and we'll come to a conclusion of how much we've made overall in a moment. We just have to calculate everything else. So I looked on auction house, there's literally no epic airdrops and there's no legendary auto sell chests. For a fact, I know it's 100 million at least for one of these, so we're gonna say they're both 100 million, so that's 200 million for the auto sell chests. We have 3 grinding robots and I was buying them for around 200 mil, so we're gonna go based off that because there is literally none on AH. So those are around 600 million because we have 3. Mining robots are on AH and apparently they're pretty cheap, so we're gonna go with 50 million per one of these, so we have about 500 million for mining robots. And then the spawners, we have to calculate everything, so let me sort these. So I've calculated the spawners amount. So spiders overall is about 2.1 billion. The villagers is about 1.4 billion. Silverfish are around 400 million. And then the witches is 120 million just for 4 of these. And the way I base these off of is based off the price per one of these in the shop menu. So we could get a pretty close amount of how much they're worth. So we have calculated everything. So we're gonna go to the grand total here of how much we made just off of all of these. So I've calculated them all into one number, and it was a little under $12 billion for all the value of everything that we got. The only thing I excluded was the epic airdrops because we don't really have a value of them because there's nothing on AH to prove the value of what they're worth at the current point in time. So in total, we made 12 billion just in all these items up here and in the spawners. That's an absurd amount of money we just made from all those crate keys. Oh my gosh. Let's go.